Hey YouTube, how's it going? And welcome back to tutorial number 40. And in this tutorial, we're actually done with this whole little mini website that we're making. And I know you guys are probably sitting there like, oh, but it's incomplete, how can we be done? Well, it is incomplete, yes, but that's just because the whole point of this tutorial was actually just to, or the past few tutorials, was actually just to show you guys how to lay out your website. So how to get your logo positioned correctly and your header in the right position, and how to get two divs floated next to each other and that kind of thing. So that's pretty much what we've done. And if you go ahead and you use all the old stuff from all the old tutorials, like from the ones that we started with at the beginning, you now have like all the tools that you need to like add background images in here and background colors and change the fonts and that kind of thing, and actually make your website look really good and really pretty. So now we've like done the basics on how to make a website. You guys all know how to make a basic beginner website. And what I want to do now is I just want to start talking about forms, because that's something that we're going to need to know for future, and that's also going to tie in with JavaScript or PHP tutorials later on. So we can go ahead and close this. Like I said, we're done with this, and as you can see, I've already prepared my document here, and like I said, I wanted to talk about forms, so there we go. The title is forms, and this is pretty much all the basic stuff that we always start with. The only difference is we've got an empty body over here, and what we can do now is we can go ahead and add in a form onto our page. So to add a form onto your page, it's you start it off with a starting form tag, and then you end it off with an ending form tag. And if you guys don't know what forms are, it's basically like a section of information that the user can fill in. Like if you've ever gone to Facebook or YouTube or something, you probably had to register before you use the site, so you had to fill in your name and your surname and your email address and all that kind of stuff. So that's what a form is. It's just where you fill in your information. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we've got our form on our page now, but this actually doesn't display anything. So if I go ahead and I save this and we run this in Firefox, you can see this doesn't actually display anything. This just tells the browser, okay, our form is going to start here and it's going to end here, and everything in between here is going to be our form. And there are lots of like special elements that, or actually there are really lots. There's about 4 or 5 of the special elements that you can only put inside a form, and the most common element is an input element, and that's a single tag, so you can go ahead and just end it off there. And the input element can determine whether we're going to have a button, a text box, a password box, and all that kind of thing in our form. So let's just go ahead and say type. So this is the attribute that we use to determine if we want a button, an input box, a password box, a radio button, and that kind of thing. So if we just go ahead and type in text, then that means we're going to have a text box on our website. So if I go ahead and I save this and we run this in Firefox, then you can see we now have a text box and we can type whatever we want in here. So that's pretty cool, and that's just pretty much our introduction to forums. But there is a few more things that I should probably talk about, and that is that I do know that we actually have to have some attributes over here. Okay, so I know we have to have some attributes over here, but we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna leave this out for now, and I'll explain where we're gonna use them later on and what they're for. But for now, just keep in mind that we have to have some attributes for our form. And then the next thing is, just before we finish, forms are pretty much useless unless we actually have some clever scripting languages on our website. So unless we're using JavaScript or PHP, we can't actually process any of the data that we capture in a form. So just because this falls under HTML, I have to teach this in this series, but we'll go on in the next series. I'll have a JavaScript series later on where we can start actually manipulating all the information that we get from the user. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Please feel free to leave a comment, and if you found this video helpful, then please go ahead and click like, because it's really going to help my channel grow. So thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next time.